Well, folks, we are in for a treat today. I'm at the North Mason Chamber office. Carrie, the CEO here, has graciously let me use the conference room to talk to Mel Dalton. Now, this is a fun story because many years ago, it has to be over 10 or better, maybe.
It was 13 or 14 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
early at the old radio ranch, Mel came through town on a tour.
I was living here then.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
Oh, well, let's get into this story because
Yeah.
now you're back. You reached out and says, I'm in town from Coeur d'Alene, and I would love to reconnect and kind of talk about where it's been and where we've been and where we're going.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in Bremerton, and short version, I'll make it the very short version, met a guy, got married, moved to Idaho. Uh-huh. So now I'm over in Coeur d'Alene and I tour down in like Colorado, and I tour, around the Denver area, and then I tour out here a couple times a year. And I came out, there's a fundraiser that I do every year that I perform for over in Bremerton. It's called the Healing Hearts Fund.
Okay.
And it's a community fundraiser. They help people if they, can't pay their rent or something, or if they've got a, medical emergency, that sort of thing. They step in and help people out with something that's, an immediate thing, because that is the sort of thing that tends to, make people homeless or send them on a really bad, downward spiral that ruins their life kind of stuff.
Well, people say you're only 1 or 2 paychecks away from being in a situation like that.
Absolutely. So the Healing Hearts Fund helps with that and helps keep people out of those situations. And so I come out every year for their fundraiser that they do every November. And while I was out this time, I was like, you know what?
I remember when.
I should see if they'd be willing to chat again.
Oh, man. So this would have been 13, 14 years ago. This would have been radio only.
Yep.
Because I went back and looked through some of the old green room performances, and I go, gosh, Mel, I can't find that recording. I'm sure I messed it up somewhere. But then as we were talking, this was probably before we had all the video cameras and things.
I was not anticipating video. I
Video,
didn't
well,
put my face on or anything.
No, you're fine. You're great. And we're here for the music anyways. Ramblings and Recollections is your current CD, but today you're going to play some songs from new music that you have, plus an upcoming EP that you'll be putting out. So for those who are new to the audience or new to you, tell us kind of your inspirations, your backgrounds when it comes to performing. Okay.
So I've been singing my whole life. I like to say that mom popped me out and I just started singing and haven't stopped since. And I'm inspired by whatever I hear. There's a lot of musicians out there who process their emotions through their music, and I don't really do that.
Okay.
Like, I have to go through and process the emotion before I can make the music. But, I just, some songs I get an idea, other songs I'm feeling a certain way, and just whatever comes to me.
So maybe you're driving down the road and you see a sunset, or you see some sort of an interaction with a family at a stoplight or something.
I was, my husband and I, while we were dating, we did the long distance thing for 5.5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, yeah. So it was a lot of driving him to the airport on Sunday night so he could go back to work. And one night we were driving through Tacoma and I saw a billboard and for like the lotto. And I ended up writing a song called Cadillac. And the first line of it is, "You can't win if you don't play."
Oh my gosh. So it really is kind of how you're feeling. What's cool about that too, as you think about it, is that it's a real kind of look back. You'll be able to look back over your catalog and be transported to those times in your life that inspired those songs.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So a question then is, how are the songs different here versus Coeur d'Alene? I mean, what are the types of inspirations that you see over there?
Well, my life is very different here versus there. Music is like my third career, and it's what I get to do full time, which is part of why I moved out there. When I was here, I was an electrician. And so I was living in Bremerton. I was commuting usually over to Seattle to work and, building the 42-story skyscrapers and light rail stations and stuff, which I absolutely loved. I have amazing memories of, climbing up the rebar with the iron workers. Just felt like an absolute badass.
Oh, yeah,
Loved
I
it.
bet.
So cool. Such a great job.
That's awesome.
Highly recommend it if you're looking for work.
The electricians.
Go check into the trades at all, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah. But so it was a very, I guess it was a really high-paced sort of, long days going out and playing with the band. I was with a band called Northwest Chill. They're still playing. They got a new singer. She's amazing. Her name is Sarah. She's great. And, but, I'd go to work. I'd be up at 3:45 in the morning to catch the 4:50 ferry, work all day, go pick Jeff up at the airport, or, sometimes he would just take the, catch the, what do you call it? I lost the word.
The ferry?
The
No,
bus.
you were
The
on
bus that goes around the...
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. Somebody's going to be in the comments.
Yeah.
It's great. Thank you. So they'd catch the bus around. But at any rate, 9:00 playing till 1 in the morning. Right? So long days, crazy stressful. And so, I wrote some songs that had to do with that. I wrote a song called Legacy, which I wrote while I was working at the paper mill up in Port Townsend. And the first line of that talks about, working at the mill, it smells like money. You know about paper mills, which most of your viewers, I'm sure, do. There's an aroma there. So out in Idaho, this is what I get to do for a living. And so I have a giant garden, and I do sewing in my spare time, which I don't have much of, but because I'm always busy doing stuff. I joined the Daughters of the American Revolution. I'm doing genealogy stuff. It's a very different... and I'm doing more playing by myself.
Okay.
Like, I'm in a trio called the Midnight Juliets, and I love the gals, but both of them have full-time jobs and, careers. So...
It's kind of when they're available to do a gig or something.
Yeah, I do a lot more solo work than playing with them. So.
I love hearing how artists are able to stay and maintain in such a tough industry, and there's been so many... ups and downs over these last 5 years, for example, right, with COVID and everything. I mean, that put a huge stop on the entertainment industry for the most part. Hard to find things.
The amazing thing about COVID, and I have to say that this, I haven't heard of this happening in other places. It very well might have. But of course, all the venues got shut down, so we wouldn't have, the musicians weren't going out and playing publicly and making money at it.
Right.
So some, 4 of the guys in our area got together that are friends, and they just started going to one of the guys' basements and went to Sam's basement and just started playing on Thursday nights. And they did it every other week, and they got online and just started live streaming it. And then the word got out, and other people started going.
Okay.
And then other people started going. And then by the time... And they started before I really got into the scene and started meeting people, because I moved out there in 2019. And by the time I found out about it, they had, 30 people in the basement hanging out, and they called it the Speakeasy. And they became the Speakeasy sessions, and they would literally just got a keg, and everybody hung out in the basement.
Gosh.
And
I could see it in my mind.
It became this really amazing community thing that came out of this really awful time, that terrible things were happening, and by leaning into community and leaning on each other, we were able to form a whole bunch of bonds and make a bunch of friendships that probably wouldn't have otherwise happened.
How is the music scene in Coeur d'Alene? College town, right?
It's
college
town-ish, but it's really more resort town anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a lot of high-end stuff, and as with everywhere else, music is underappreciated.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, there are some venues out there that really, they take care of you, and there's a lot of venues that kind of don't, kind of take it for granted. Well, which is the same everywhere, I think.
I mentioned you have an EP coming out in February, full album on the way. Let's hear one of the songs that you've been releasing, and then we'll put the notes on where people can find you more.
Yeah, okay.
What are we going to hear?
So let's, how about I play for you the one that I released on Halloween?
Okay.
I got this great idea. This song is called Chameleon, and it's about, being yourself and figuring your thing and just being your thing instead of floating around and doing whatever you think is going to work best. And I got this lovely idea, super fun. I got a chameleon costume. Okay. And I was like, I'm going to go down on release day and hand out download cards to people. and then it rained cats and dogs on Halloween.
Yeah.
So I was like, kind of wussed out. My sisters were going to go down with me in, their raptor costumes and stuff. It was going to be a whole thing. And it occurred to me afterward, actually, probably wouldn't have been a big a deal because it was Halloween and everyone was going to be in costume.
Everybody, they're like, oh yeah, costume contest down the road.
Yeah, right. It would have been, it was a great plan. So we're actually going to probably do it in the spring after the weather gets better and people start coming back.
Yeah.
Because it's a resort town and people aren't around so much in the winter. So we'll probably do it in the spring. So so the song is called Chameleon, and the music video actually is going to be coming out in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Probably right before Thanksgiving, I think. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So anyway. So many pretty colors, yellow, green, and blue. If you ever picked one, it might say too much about you. So you just keep changing, blowing with the wind. Won't stay long enough to make the same mistake again. Leaving smiles and rose thorns behind. On this path of least resistance you designed. Blending in the background isn't always gonna work. Someday you will stop running from what you think will hurt. The world outside might welcome you if you just let it in. Take off your coat of many colors. You're no chameleon. You're spending so much energy pretending that you're strong. Still you've got yourself convinced you'll always say or do it wrong. Emotions are a burden that you're always trying to hide. And everyone around you probably feels the same inside. Blending in the background isn't always gonna work. Someday you will stop running from what you think will hurt. You know the world outside might welcome you if you just let it in. Take off your coat of many colors. Oh, you're no chameleon. No, no, no. Seems like it's impossible till you have begun. The hardest part is knowing that the job is never done. Oh, blending in the background isn't always gonna work. Someday you will stop running from what you think will hurt. You know the world outside might welcome you if you just let it in. Take off your coat of many colors. Oh, you're no chameleon. No, no. Take off your coat of many colors. You're no chameleon.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
Thank you.
I remember why I love doing these interviews like this. I love hearing these songs. You mentioned the music video.
Yes.
Tell us where folks can find you and all of your stuff.
So I try to make myself easy to find. I'm Mel Dalton Music on every platform. As soon as they do a new one, I'm still on X. I I don't use it, but I'm still
You
on
gotta
it
have.
because
You
I
gotta
have that.
claim the space.
Exactly. I haven't gone on Lemonade yet. Please don't anyone go on Lemonade and steal my handle
geez.
before I can do that.
Well, that's a good thing to do because you never know when you're going to connect with somebody and a new audience, different generations of audiences and things like
And
that.
it changes. That's one of the challenges
Oh, yeah.
of being an indie musician is that there are so many different things you have to monitor and keep track of. And they just changed the Instagram algorithm this spring,
Right.
and it's been a huge change. And so, I'm always on YouTube watching, videos from Andrew Southworth and all these guys that do Jesse Cannon, these people that do this promotion. And they say, okay, so we just did an interview with so-and-so, and they said that this is how this is working now. And, TikTok just changed this, and YouTube just changed this. And hey, this is a new thing that you can do. Hey, this is a thing you shouldn't probably be doing anymore because it's not going to work now.
Wow.
Oh, it's constant. It's constant. I am most active on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Okay.
And I do a live stream every Monday morning, which I put out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And then I pop my phone up there and I put it on TikTok.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
I love it.
Genuinely, whatever platform you use most, just find me there.
Talk to me. Share a time you think that you played a song and either online or in person, IRL, as the kids may say in real life, and somebody came up after and you could either see that they had teared up or as you're talking with them about what they heard in your music that really impacted them.
So I have a song called The Key of H, and it's actually on that album. And I call it the weirdest song I've ever written. You should absolutely go listen to it. The Midnight Juliets are with me on that, so you get to hear Chrissy's harmonies and Erica's fiddle. But I wrote it, like I said earlier, I don't write to process my feelings. I write after I've processed them. And that was the first song that I wrote regarding I lost my fiancé in 2007.
Oh my.
And I had really messed me up for a while, and I had a very hard time really writing anything about it. So I've written 2 songs that were kind of adjacent to that, and then one song years later that was pretty much about the way I was feeling at the time. And I don't really tell people that much that that's what Key of H is about. But you get the idea at the very end of it. It kind of goes there. One of the first people that I met in the music scene in Coeur d'Alene, his name is Rusty Jackson. And he's just a wonderful human being. He has been instrumental in really pulling the music, creating a music scene for country music, like a coherent country music scene, and pulling people together. He's a very big tent sort of a guy.
Cool.
So he's always putting shows on. He started the Northwest Country Music Association
Oh, sure.
about, 9 or 10 years ago. Anyway, so I met Rusty and he heard the song, and unbeknownst to me, just a couple years after I lost my fiancé, he lost his wife. And so he says to me, "Did you lose someone? Because I feel like that's what that's about." And I was like, "Yeah, actually."
Wow.
So, yeah. Sometimes you put something and you just sort of sprinkle it in, and most people don't catch it, and then somebody comes along and is like, "I heard that." And you feel so seen.
Right.
So, yeah.
Would you describe your overall sound country western or?
I call it Americana. Americana
Okay.
is a really big tent sort of a thing, but it's mostly country. The covers that I do are a mix of a lot of 90s country, some old school country, some blues, some pop. I love Bonnie Raitt, Susan Tedeschi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll throw in some Coldplay.
Yeah, well, you got to mix it up, and
Yes.
it makes it fun for the audience, but it makes it fun for you to practice those types of different songs.
Yes. I'll be doing Alan Jackson and stuff, and then I'll be like, all right, let's get away from country for a second, and I'll do Bare Naked Ladies.
And it's 9 times out of 10, the audience loves it.
They do.
They
love the change.
Everybody
and-
listens to mix of music.
Yes.
You're not stuck in one
Yes.
genre.
Yes. The problem is that everything I do turns country. I put out a song this April called Solitaire. And my friend Ben Vogel, who is an amazing musician of his own right. You should look him up, Ben Vogel. He produced it and actually played most of the instruments. And he was asking me as we were planning it, okay, so what feel do you want for this? And I'm like, pop. And he's like, okay, great. So like Shania Twain. I'm like, no. Like pop, like Debbie Gibson.
Okay.
He had to look up who Debbie Gibson was because he's young.
Oh. Okay.
It's also not his scene.
Sure.
It's fine.
Okay.
I feel old. I'll say something like that. I called myself Pollyanna to somebody, and she was like, who?
I don't get it. That's funny.
Yeah.
You see a hat here?
So I tried to make this song pop, and I was aiming for absolutely pop, pop, pop. It came out country. Can't help it. I can't help it.
Tell me more about the fundraiser that you do for here, and how can people get involved or like learn about it more?
So they just did their annual fundraiser that they do, every November. But you can look them up online. They have a website. They have Facebook presence. So it's called the Healing Hearts Fund.
Okay. That's awesome. And what made you, once you moved, it's easy to just kind of be done with this chapter and you're now in Coeur d'Alene and you got a full life of full-time playing. What brings you back specifically?
Honestly, it's just that I love the continuity.
Uh-huh.
I've always wanted that. I've always wanted, when I was younger, I dreamed, I anticipated, didn't dream, I anticipated getting a job, staying with the same company, retiring out of the same company, marrying young, having the golden anniversary, being just that consistency, living in the same house. Life has not done that for me.
Right.
At all.
That doesn't happen for many people, I don't think.
That's very true. Yeah. But I love the continuity. I love staying in contact with people. I love doing, you find a thing that you value.
Yeah.
And you don't want to give it up.
Right.
So I stayed playing with Northwest Chill for, I think, 2 years after I moved. I was driving over here 6 hours, 5.5 the way I drive. Wow. But,
Don't worry about that part. I'll edit that part out. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Can we hear another?
Yes. So I just spontaneously decided the other day in the middle of my live broadcast on Monday last week that I was going to put an EP out of love songs in early February.
Okay, well, it's a perfect time for it.
So, yeah. And this is one of them. This is my most recent song that I've written. It's called Yesterdays. It's not out anywhere, so you have to come and see me in person to hear it or listen to the live stream because I play it a lot. But
sure.
Anyway, yeah, it's about loving a person, not just loving them no matter what, but recognizing that you can't do everything for them, but sometimes love is the answer, if that makes sense.
Well, we'll find out when we listen.
Yeah. Put your head upon my shoulder. You don't have to dry your eyes. The tears that fall wash away the darkness that you're feeling by and by. Let your voice ring out with laughter as we go dancing down the hall. We'll stay inside this joy for every moment we can manage, and hold the beauty of it all. And oh, the time will pass away. Years and weeks and months follow after days, and oh, we'll be together all the way. tomorrows for all your yesterdays. You spent so many years in silence, with bad or worse your only choice. Running from the pain, you picked up unhealthy habits. Now it's hard to find your voice. Now I can't promise you perfection. It isn't instant or ideal. And I can't just wish away all the pain and all the damage. But I can hold you while you heal. And oh, the time will pass away. Years and weeks and months follow after days. And oh, we'll be together all the way. I'll trade you my tomorrows for all your yesterdays. I'll trade you my tomorrows for all your yesterdays.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. That was great. So that'll be on the EP coming out in February, a collection of love songs. Are they all new, or is it all stuff from all the years that you're piecing together, or how's
There's
that
going to be a couple covers.
Okay.
It's going to have at least one cover, at least that song, and the rest of it is
Up in the air.
I probably should plan it right away.
You got a couple months to get that fully
Right.
pressed and however all that works.
Yeah.
Mel Dalton here again after a 13, 14, 15-year hiatus from the radio station. I love it. I'm so glad that you reached out and that you were in town and we could get this figured out.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
I want to thank the North Mason Chamber for having us here in their office, kind of taking over the space and playing while they're still busy working on things and we're enjoying music. I'll put your links to all the socials, to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm not going to go all the way down the line, but those main ones.
Those three are fine.
And I'll put the links to the website as well, where you can order merchandise, get on the live stream every Monday, you said.
Yep.
Is that through the YouTube?
It's
and
YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, and TikTok.
Oh, it's awesome.
So, yeah, 10 a.m. on Mondays.
Man.
Sometimes 10:06.
Well, okay. Well, we'll wait those 6 minutes if we need to. That was amazing music. I appreciate it so much. And Mel Dalton again, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.